A look at the starting sides for today. There's 3 changes to Mark Tokaso's starting 11. Kiwa Hieda gets her first start of the season, as does Julia Sardo, while Emma Robers returns to the starting side after coming off the bench last round. Exciting young prospect Avani Prakash comes into the matchday squad after signing her first professional contract announced earlier this week, and Carly Johnson drops to the bench. Jacqueline Savicki and TJ Vlanich are out of the matchday squad entirely. Well, it's an unchanged formula for Dario Vidicic. His starting 11 the same as the side that defeated Canberra United last round. The only change we see taking place on the Pine, where Leah Davidson returns from injury to the matchday squad and Briley Henry drops out. Well, Captain Lagazo, she leads the line again today for Western United. Played just over 70 minutes last week and is looking to build back to full fitness after a really difficult run of injury. Her experience and leadership will be key as this season wears on for Western. Well, we'd run out of superlatives to talk about this player. Rebecca Stott, experienced New Zealand international with the Football Ferns. She returns to Melbourne City for her 6th stint this season. She brings a level of calm and composure to any team, and certainly to this Melbourne City defence. You'll notice today the City girls are wearing purple armbands and ribbons today. A really touching tribute and sign of support for Darcy Malone. Her mum, Nicole, sadly passed away recently from ovarian cancer. And Darcy, who played for Melbourne City last year, is so well loved by this City team. A really beautiful touch, with our heartfelt condolences going to the Malone family. Well, there's referee for this afternoon, Beck Mackey, assisted today by Claire Green and Jamel Samet. Our 4th official this afternoon is Isabella Blaise. Well, it's been a busy couple of weeks for Mark Tokaso. He's been with the Philippines women's national team in what was a difficult Olympic qualification tournament for the side, but with plenty to take from that experience, he'll be eager to continue Western United's good form prior to the international break. There are the Melbourne City girls just huddling last-minute instructions from the experienced Melissa Barbieri. A few words of wisdom imparted to the group. And hiding there on the bench, well, that's Dario Vidicic. He's had a bright start this season. 2 from 2. He'll no doubt be pleased with that. He picked up the head coach range just 4 games into last season and has had a full pre-season and preparation under his belt this year. The 36-year-old looking to take a point from Mark Tokaso for the very first time. Last-minute high fives, and just as we wait for kickoff, it's a pleasure to be joined this afternoon by Matilda's legend alongside me, Alicia Ferguson. Ish, it's great to have you back.
It's great to be back alongside you, Grace.
Well, we've got things underway here as Beck Mackey gets started. Western United looking to keep their perfect record against City intact, while City are eager to notch their first win in this fixture. The most recent of those meetings, it was a 2-win to Western United in February of this year. Last year's golden boot, Hannah Keane on the scoreboard, as was Sydney Cummings, since departed the club. Letitia McKenna slotted home for City that day. And for Western United, they've started their season with a loss and a win. A good response last weekend, but it has been a strong start for City. 2 wins from 2 games. All available points rather have been taken. And here's City with some early possession. It's captain Rebecca Stott on the ball, just happy to try and pick a pass. Western United setting that shape early, happy to sit back.
Yeah, it just looks like they'd prefer to contain City for the first couple of minutes. Obviously, Julia Grosso down this left-hand side is always going to be a concern for Western United. And you can just see Lagazo up front there with Taranto just holding their shape and forcing City into making those decisions and breaking them down.
Well, speaking of breaking them down, one player who's certainly capable of doing that, Rihanna Palacina. She drops it back to Hughes, who came across from Canberra United this year to join Melbourne City. This is her second start. Grosso to take the throw. Finds Palacina. She can drop it back, but Hannah Keane eager to do that defensive work as well. Last year's golden boot for Western United. Hughes. Tough challenge from Taranto. And Lagazzo can look to make a break. They've got City backpedaling. She looks for a switch of play, but only goes as far as finding Daniela Galic. Not the intended outcome on that pass.
No, Chloe Lagazzo really needed to find Hieda on that left-hand side, and you just get the sense that this is probably what Western United are going to be looking for in this game. They're going to stay nice and compact, try and contain City, allow them to have possession in front of them, and then try and break quickly in those transition moments.
Oh, that's won well by Taranto. Second time she looks to break, and a little clip of the heels there. That's going to be an early warning there for Palacina. Adriana Taranto perhaps asking if there's a card involved.
And it's good play from Taranto. That's twice she's got that. Got the ball, turned quickly and run at that City defence. You can see, obviously, Julia Grosso on this left-hand side tends to push up quite a bit, so they've really got three at the back there, and that'll be what they're looking to exploit.
Well, perhaps a little lucky from Palacina there. Got off lightly on that occasion. Beck Mackey gives her the benefit of the doubt. It'll be Grace Maher, who's brilliant on her left foot, swinging this one just into the 18-yard box for Western United, but it's headed away well from Wilkinson, but Western get it back pretty comfortably. Here's Maher. Finds the run forward from Kiwa Hieda, but can't quite bring that one down.
Yeah, you just notice how quickly City pushed out then as well, so probably something for Western United to look at as they're pushing out quickly. Are there any of those little pockets maybe in behind? Potentially Chloe Lagazzo using a bit of her pace to turn them around and have them facing back towards their own goal.
Well, Kiwa Hieda, she's been rewarded for a good couple of performances in the last 2 weeks for Western United, coming off the bench on 2 occasions. And, of course, scoring the match winner late in the piece last week against Victory. Here's Keane, looking to connect with Lagazzo, but Stott can marshal well. Sardo in her first start for the season as well. Keane. Looking for an outlet pass. Trying to find a bit of support in a Western United shirt.
It's good to see defending there. Palacina, I mean, she's really got that free roaming role, hasn't she? She's been up top there, tries to create things, and she's already back in the defensive third, winning that ball back.
Well, a bit of a defensive scrap, but City have done enough to get that one away, but it's Western United who can pick up possession again. I need to allow Grace Maher to get her head up and drive into a bit of space. She can thread a pass forward. Nice ball. Here's Hieda driving into the 18-yard box. She has a little glancing look, asking a few questions. Early days for Melbourne City. It's not finished yet, and it's in the back of the net. Hannah Keane, last year's Golden Boot winner. Well, she's off the mark. Western United, they're one up.
Well, great work by Hieda down that left-hand side. She looked dangerous in a couple of those scenarios already. Kept that ball alive somehow, but it's great. She's being really positive, wanting to take the player on down that left-hand side. And City will be, they had plenty of players in the box. Just switched off for a second. Hieda was still there. And poacher's goal. Well done by Keane.
Well, it wasn't dealt with by City on the first or second time of asking, and Hieda rewarded, as we mentioned, for those good performances off the bench in the first couple of rounds. Well, she's got an assist, and Hannah Keane, she's off the mark for season 23-24.
And Torpy down that right-hand side for City is going to have a bit of a handful today in this game. But again, great just to see that positivity from Hieda, you know, getting her head up, looking for players in the box. There was only 2 players in there, Chloe Lagazo and Keane towards the back post, but fantastic play by Hieda to keep that ball alive.
Well, it's a positive start for Western United. City have just conceded the 1 goal before today. That was in the 2-1 win over Canberra United. Michelle Heyman netted. But they have a bit of work to do, and that's a late challenge on Chloe Lagazo. Policina puts her arms up in innocence, and she will pick up a yellow card on that occasion.
Yeah, well, after that initial early foul where she just clipped the heels again, I mean, Policina doing great defensive work here. Chloe Lagazo did well. The City just out of sorts after conceding that goal.
Oh, just a moment of recklessness there from Policina. I don't think she meant too much in the way of malice by the challenge, but nonetheless, it's clipped the legs of Lagazo, who was clever, used her body well. But this is a good opportunity for Western United to swing a ball into the box, and Grace Maher, but it will be Adriana Taranto drifting the ball into the far post. Julia Sardo can give chase and keep this one alive for Western United, but Melbourne City have a bit of defensive work to do.
I must admit, I'm a little bit surprised that Grace Maher didn't put that ball in. Sun potentially in the keeper's eyes. As you say, she's got a great left foot, just trying to curl it into that back post area. I thought that would have been a better option, actually, a better angle on that ball.
We definitely know the technique and distribution that Grace Maher has on that left foot. Moving down this season from Canberra United to slot into Western's defensive line, and that partnership alongside Alana Cern. I have to say, 2 ball-playing centre-halves.
Yeah, Cern did really well earlier on as well, really pushing on, stepping in to win the ball back from City quite high up the pitch, and that's what this Western United defence will really need to do. Be on that front foot, be aggressive, really try and break up City's play.
Holly McNamara, she gets one for her own. Just a little foul from Sardo. She's clipped her heel on the way through. We know McNamara is an exciting, explosive player. Here's Stott. Connects with centre-half partner in Taylor Otto, the American, who's joined Melbourne City this year on a 2-year deal. Looks to thread a ball through for City, but Western United are doing their best to clear, but it's not out of danger yet. Good physicality from McNamara. She's got Alana Cern for close company.
Yeah, lucky not to give away a foul there, Cern, but it looked like it went out for a corner anyway. No, played a goal kick. I thought it may have been a little push in the back there. You can just see Western United, and with Rebecca Stott at the back, and when they do have potential, I'll just have a look at this little nudge in the back there from Cern. Could have been a foul. I'll take the goal kick. Yeah, Rebecca Stott, when they want to attack and she steps into midfield, and then you can see that's when Chloe Lagazo and Taranto are actually pushing on to try and win that ball back when City have only got 2 and potentially only 3 at the back.
Here's Daniela Galic, a really bright young prospect, the 17-year-old. Having spent some time with the young Matildas, she's playing out on the right for City this year. This is her 3rd start of the season. It's a good centering ball to find in the middle of the park. Here's Hughes.
Again, you can just see Taylor Otto just pushing in a bit further forward in there, really only leaving 1 or 2 players at the back for City, trying to find those little pockets of space. But this is the danger when they give the ball away, and how quickly Western United can transition their play from defence to attack.
Well, they've done really well, Western United, to pick up possession in the middle of the park again. And they'll look to push on for a play here, but that's defended well from City. Here's Stott.
You just see Western United, they're not interested, are they? Don't need to go and chase that ball down. Just getting everyone back in. Taranto and Lagazo at top there, staying nice and compact. think City need a little bit more movement, a few more options in that midfield area as well. They're just looking a little bit static at the moment.
Well, Grosso looks for an answer to that. Tries to open things up for City, but struggling to find a light blue shirt. Here's Hughes. Happy to concede a little territory back to Stott, but you're right. As you can see, Taylor Otto pressing up into the midfield there and almost playing as another defensive midfielder. She's the American, 25 years old. She's come across, having spent a couple of appearances with Gotham FC in the NWSL as a World Cup replacement player. Went to the University of Northern Carolina, a Tar Heel no less.
Yeah, and they probably just need alongside Otto, maybe Laura Hughes to drop back. Policina obviously is always trying to look for those little pockets, but you don't really want her coming too deep for the ball. But I just feel Otto's a little bit isolated in there. There's a big gap in the midfield. There's lots of Western United players within close proximity. So someone else needs to come back in and fill that space and just try and get those 1-2 combinations so they can break out of that Western United block.
Well, it's early days, but as mentioned, Western United have a perfect record against Melbourne City. 2 games, 2 wins in their inaugural season last year. A result, no doubt, Dario Vidicic will be looking to turn around today. It's been City who have had the perfect start of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, City have the firepower, don't they? They've got those attacking players. I think one thing they will be disappointed, I think, in 3 of their top players who have had shots on goal in Policina, Wilkinson and McNamara, 27 shots they've had, and they've only scored 3 goals. So that's definitely something that they're going to need to improve, particularly if they're going to concede early goals like that as well. But I'm sure it's something Dario Vidicic would be trying to press with the team. We need to create those chances, but must be more clinical.
Well, you're right. It was just the 1-0 win over Wellington Phoenix for their first game of the season for City, and that was a Hannah Wilkinson finished in the 73rd minute, so it took some time to break down what is an in-form Wellington side. Just a narrow win over Canberra last weekend. Policina netting twice on that day. And unsurprisingly, you can see the possession really heavily in City's favour, but it's Western United who have been able to capitalise.
And this is going to be the difficulty for City when they've got this much attacking prowess. How are they going to break down these low defensive blocks?
Well, one of the ways will be tried through the means of Holly McNamara. Julia Sardo demonstrates with that call. She's not happy. It will be a Melbourne City corner.
Yeah, obviously McNamara down this left-hand side is dangerous as well. Won that penalty for her team.
Policina to take. Let's see Otto just occupying the space in front of Alyssa Dallas Day in goal. Ball swung in. Policina, that's got up really well for City, trying to find a way to poke it into the back of the net. It was a good block. And they'll get another chance. You can see that ball popped off just the top of Hannah Wilkinson's head. She's done really well. They'll get another opportunity. It'll be Policina again. Swung in from the corner. Target same again in Wilkinson. And this time it's just sailed over the crossbar.
And you can see that area where they're trying to put it just to the back post on the 6-yard box, just so it goes over Dallas Day's head. So it forces her to either stay on her line and potentially put her into an area of uncertainty. But that's got to be a continued danger that Western United are going to have to keep an eye on.
Oh, Hannah Wilkinson, she will be a target on those set pieces, corners. She's a great presence, good experienced player, a New Zealand international, the football fern, having played at the recent FIFA Women's World Cup.
Yeah, hugely experienced international player, Wilkinson. Just again probably needs to improve that goal to shot ratio and just make sure she takes that, whether it's an extra half a second, to really make sure she becomes more clinical in front of goal for this City team.
Well, Julia Sardo has felt the full brunt of that contact there. There is, yeah, aforementioned Hannah Wilkinson. 31 years young, still firing fit. Western United will look to go long, and that has travelled well and truly. We know it does tend to get a little windy at City Vista Reserve, and you can see the corner flags just blowing in the background. Suggests that that pass may have been picked up by the wind, and it's going to go all the way back to Lizzie-Anne Prue, the Canadian goalkeeper for Melbourne City. She's come across, started all 3 games now. City trying to play out of danger, but it's picked up yet again well in the middle of the park by Mel Taranto, who's been able to scrap really well to regain possession for Western, and Alana Cern will look forward. Here's Hannah Keane. Good defensive pressure by Grosso.
Again, there's just not much space, is there, for City to try and break through this Western United defence. They're staying so nice and compact, in touch with each other, anticipating those balls into the players. Still think City could be a little bit better, just a little bit more mobile. They're just a little bit static as they're coming out.
Well, they'll get another chance to build up again here through Grosso, who's got the throw for City. Searching for an option. Finds Otto. Back to Stott. And now Torpy. She can drive into space. Lagazzo with a little bit of pressure. Ball's a bit straight.
Well, that's also, it's frustrating, isn't it? When you're trying to find those little combination plays, you really need Hannah Wilkinson just standing her ground there. She's got the stature there, keeping that possession for City.
Hughes will calm things down. Again, City just happy to possess at the back, and Western United, well, they're comfortable sitting off.
And this is where it's difficult to break them down. Western United, it's difficult to drag them out of position.
Well, here comes Holly McNamara. It's a great driving run into the box. She looks to get the cross away. Defended well by Cern on that occasion, but gosh, she is dynamic when she gets a run on.
It's classic Holly McNamara, isn't it? Comes inside, cuts inside, then she's getting into the box, and it's all sorts of danger for the Western United defenders. Don't want to stick Cern, doesn't want to stick her leg out there. Does very, very well to recover as Holly McNamara was going past her.
Oh, here's Policina again to take. Corner whipped in to the 6-yard box. Good defensive header. That's cleared well. Only as far as Galich. City will look to re-enter again. That's almost a free pop shot from Otto. She couldn't make more of that. And Letitia McKenna, that's a lovely ball through. Torpy, good forward run. The ball palmed away, and it's almost a finish in the back of the net, but it's not. It's well defended, well kept by Delostay. Good strong palm, and Policina couldn't find the passageway to goal.
Dallas Day did fantastically well there. Had to palm that first cross, which wasn't a great cross from Torpy, but was into a dangerous area. And Policina, I thought she was going to bang that into the top of the net. But Dallas Day did well to get up, scramble across, and get to the ball on the second attempt.
Well, Policina, she would want that one over again on any other day. We've seen what she's capable of. And City, they're still on the charge here. They're looking for a way forward. That's broken up once again in the midfield for Western United. Cern looks to go long, and as far as Grosso. City will drive forward again. Sardo and Keane getting a little tangled up. That's a good positive touch by Keane. McKenna gives chase. Keane has Lagazzo for support. She tumbles through. Lagazzo, has she kept her run onside? Looks for an early cross into the middle of the box. A good run from Western United, but that is going to go agonisingly close.
That was absolute quality. Hannah Keane, really fantastic positive run forward. As we see this, the effort from Dallas Day coming back in.
Well, this is that ball coming through. This was not that ball coming through on that occasion. It's the delivery
Yeah, that was a great ball out by Hughes, wasn't it, Grace? Oh, Policina just on her left foot there. Just didn't catch it, did she? She'll be absolutely gutted with that. City trying to play it out here. Western have pushed on. They've gotten away with it that time, but...
Well, Holly McNamara looks to be in a fair bit of distress after that challenge. Coming together of bodies, and she's gone down immediately. It looks like she's copped some contact right in her lower back.
It didn't seem too much in it, but maybe just as McNamara was trying to stand her ground, stop. That run from Keane did really well here. Thought she may have mucked it up. Chloe Lagazo was on a little bit earlier. That's a fantastic ball. Hieda just millimetres away. That was a great run by Hieda as well. She put on the afterburners to get in front of her defender and get to that near post. So close for Western United.
There is Holly McNamara, a little tender to return to her feet. This is a contact just through the back from Sado. I don't think she meant any malice by the challenge.
No, it just looked like she caught her with her knee, didn't she? Like right in that tailbone area. Doesn't take too much. Looks like she's walking pretty uncomfortably there. It's one of those ones, you keep warm, keep moving. You could probably get a bit more mobility into it.
Well, if it is a cork right at the top of the glute or down the lower back, that's a pretty uncomfortable one. And Holly McNamara, she has 5 goals to her A-League career. Just 20 years of age, but a really exciting young prospect in both the Liberty A-League and in amongst national team conversations.
Yeah, she's such a dynamic player, isn't she? Got that pace. Just love those players in those attacking thirds that have that confidence to just turn really quickly and run at the players and affect the play. That's the things that defenders hate doing the most, Grace, as you would understand, is trying to, when a striker is running at you full pelt.
We'll come back to that. Here's Policina. Looks to centre a ball and only as far as Robers, who hooks that away, but Ish, you were saying...
Yeah, just saying, it's so difficult for defenders because especially with the pace of Holly McNamara, when she cuts in on her right foot and then tries to cut back out on her left. She won that penalty in the previous match as well, and it's so difficult to defend when she's running at you at pace.
Oh, that's a wayward pass from Otto. Regain Daniela Galic, but she's dispossessed, wins it back. It's a good scrap in the midfield. And City have come out away with it. Policina, she's switched up to the right-hand flank for Melbourne City. Galic can look forward. Looks for the chip over the top, and it's an early delivery into the box for Melbourne City. Hannah Keane doing some good defensive duties as well. Deep in her defensive half. Here's McKenna. Tries to find that ball through the centre of Western United, but they're positioned well.
Yeah, you can just see City have picked up their intensity a little bit. They were just a little bit slow to get that ball moving. I mean, this is where they find it difficult. Look how deep Chloe Lagazo and Taranto are. They don't mind at all, but there's still plenty of space in these wide areas for City. They must go out and around and use those pace.
Well, McNamara back to her feet. It's good to see. She looks to be okay.
Yeah, you can just see looking for options there, looking for options. All you see is a sea of black and green shirts in front. Someone's going to have to come out and try and drag Western United out of this really low block on the top of their 18-yard box.
Well, perhaps a moment of individual brilliance. Galic connects with Otto and Policina. City just looking to stream numbers forward, but trying to find an answer to exactly that question. Ish breaking down his defensive block. A lot of numbers behind the ball for Western United. Here's McNamara.
I think what I would like to see here, Grace, is I think I'd like to see Julia Grosso actually get around outside Holly McNamara.
Yeah, provide a bit of overlapping support.
I think Holly McNamara on that left-hand side, she's got the width there, but she is still quite isolated. She just needs a little more help, and I think just changing it up. I know Grosso tends to go inside and make those runs as that, you know, type of inverted fullback, but I think just dragging Western United and making someone go with her, they need to try something different because it's just too easy. Everything's in front of Western United at the moment.
Western United's passing accuracy not quite up to that of Melbourne City's. They're looking to play on the counter though, spring the attack on transition, and well, as we tick around to over halfway through this first half, they won't be complaining. They're 1-0 ahead.
Yeah, they look pretty comfortable. You know, you're not actually expending too much energy when the ball's played in front of you and you're just shuffling from side to side.
Well, here's Sardo with a job to do because McNamara is driving forward again. She looks to get across, but it's hoofed away by Sardo. And good physical coming together between Lagazo and Stott. That's a great battle that we're seeing play out.
Tell you what, Rebecca Stott did very well there because I thought Chloe Lagazo was away. Fair bit of contact. Thought the referee may have pulled it back. But this is what Western United are looking for. City will leave themselves exposed with the amount of players that they've pushed forward. But again, it gets frustrating. It gets frustrating when you're on the attacking team and just things, there's so much. You see just the wall of black and green in front of you. So I just feel like some of these players, maybe Hannah Wilkinson can drop out. Policina can maybe fill in that space in behind rather than just playing the ball from side to side.
Well, this is a concerning sign. Mel Taranto, of course, one of the Taranto twins. Adriana, her twin sister, on field as well, but she's getting a little bit of attention from the trainer. You could see she sort of pointed towards the lower half of her leg and ankle. Perhaps she rolled it a few moments ago. And of course, Taranto, as many of these players in Western United coming through the Calder United ranks, forming a big part of what was the inaugural season for this team. Successful season last year. But she'll get a bit of treatment and perhaps a moment, an opportunity for both teams just to take stock. There is Mark Tocaso, and in the background, Helen Winterburn just providing some instruction.
I think Mark Tocaso would be really happy with this at the moment. I think Dario Vidicic has definitely got his whole team over there. I'm sure he would be saying things like, we need to pick up the pace of the ball, the intensity of the ball. Everyone, it's not necessarily that they're static. There's not much space there, so they've got to do something to pick up the tempo of the play. At the moment, it's just not quick enough, and it's making it too easy for Western United to defend.
Well, no doubt Dario Vidicic looking for a response from his City girls.
And you just think potentially, I know Rebecca Stott has previously played as that holding midfielder, but then against the pace of Chloe Lagazo, whether they switch with Otto, you know, Otto can come back and maybe just shore up the defence there and see Stotty being a bit more of a playmaker.
It's also not a position Melbourne City have been in this season. They haven't yet had to chase a game. In their 2-1 win over Canberra, it was Policina who scored first and again, and then it was Canberra chasing the game, but they haven't been in this position yet. But they're driving forward, looking for an option now. That's well read by Ma. She can play out. Western United looking to spring an attack here. Defended well by Torpy. Good cover. City, they'll look to build again, and you can just see that shape from Western United dropping back into that defensive block.
Yeah, as soon as they lose the ball, no one's going really chasing it, are they? They just sit there, stay nice and compact. But again, Melbourne City, they need to be patient with this as well. They're only 1 goal down. I'm sure this is similar to their previous 2 games. They're going to have most of the possession. They've got very good ball players there. It's all about how you break down the opposition, and I mean, that's great from Hannah Wilkinson, just coming that little bit deeper. And that's what she's got to do. She's got to make sure she stays in the game, gets touches in the game, so she feels like she's contributing.
Well, possession well and truly in Melbourne City's favour, and here they come on the charge again. Holly McNamara swings an early ball into the box. Wilkinson's arrived early and arrived over the top of Grace Marsh. She's given away a free kick.
Yeah, they did well to get in behind there. Just again, these balls from the left-hand side, I really would like, near post is where that space is. You roll that ball into the near post, nice, with plenty of pace along that 6-yard box. Hannah Wilkinson can almost muscle her way in front there. You know, difficult to stop and then recheck and try and get something on that cross.
City, on the other hand, happy to set up quite high, right on the edge of the 18-yard box, and look if they can win this back high up the field, but Western United have worked hard Bit of a scrap in midfield. City have come out on top. Here's McKenna. She's been tidy. Nice run by Wilkinson. She's halted, given a defensive effort from Lagazzo. No mucking around. That's no nonsense defending there from United.
Yeah, it must be better quality, though. McKenna did really well to burst into that space, but that's where City need to improve their play in the final third. Holly McNamara, she had plenty of space out on this left-hand side. Try and draw that player in for that 2v1 and then slip Holly McNamara in.
Well, City, air on the charge again. Here's Hughes. Stott, back to Hughes. She can find Policina. Otto and Tagalic. Hughes searching ball over the top. Papadopoulos hasn't had too much to do so far in this opening 30 or so minutes this afternoon.
No, not a lot. Attack has come down that right-hand side. There was that one ball in from Torpy, but really it's all been down the left-hand side, and that's probably something for City to take into consideration as well. Trying to switch the play a little bit quicker so they can drag Western United out of position.
Well, that's good strength shown by Galich. Hughes could have opened up. It's gone back down the same channel, but City will find that switch.
Yeah, just see that pace of the ball there, though, Grace. This is what they need to pick up.
McKenna, she's tried to find McNamara there. Intercepted well, and Western United, well, they'll look to drive forward. Lagazzo. That's great defensive work by McNamara, and she's trying to turn that into an attacking opportunity. Mel Taranto, she does look to be labouring on that foot a little bit uncomfortable as she was stepping through there.
Yeah, still struggling a little bit, isn't she? Wouldn't be surprised if she only just makes it to half-time, because Western United need everyone nice and fit so they don't give Melbourne City a sniff.
Well, here's Grosso. She's done well. McNamara glances up. Intercepted cross. And again, cleared away to no one in particular by Western United, but they don't mind at the moment. They're just looking to relieve the pressure.
You just see how far up Melbourne City were. Rebecca Stott inside the opposition half in front of the centre circle. See every single Melbourne City player in the opposition half at this time, but just that pace of the ball, this is where they need to switch it a bit quicker.
That's a good ball. Nice run off the shoulder.
That's better play in there. That was Policina, where she got that just little slip ball down the edge, down the sideline by Otto. So I'd like to see. They are trying to go out and wide and around this Western United team, but maybe it's those bouncing balls into Hannah Wilkinson, Policina, into those central areas that then make the Western United defenders step on and commit themselves.
Well, stepping on and committing themselves, they will. Melbourne City have another corner here, another chance to tee one up. Policina again to take from both sides this afternoon, and there is the target, no doubt, Hannah Wilkinson. Looks as though Alana Cern has been given the task. Slight height discrepancy. Policina swings a ball in. It is Wilkinson the target. It's fallen to McNamara. She takes her touch wide. Has Galich for a bit of support. Back to McNamara. Cross comes in. Little glancing header away, and that one, Delastay, a great save. Had to be alert to the danger. And a really important moment for the young goalkeeper. Excellent save.
Well done by Delastay. Also a nice little flick on by Hannah Wilkinson as that ball comes back in. Just made it difficult. Far post there. Tell you what, Delastay, good reactions.
Well, there's been a couple from Delastay this afternoon. She knows throughout the week. The announcement, well, we'll come back to that. Here's Letitia McKenna. She'll wind up a long shot. And it's a good striker's run from Wilkinson. Just looking to get a little glance in touch. But once again, Alyssa Delastay is just making enough of a presence of herself. Good little combination. I like that from McKenna. It's come off the shoulder of Cern.
Oh, that's Hannah Wilkinson. I thought she should have had that, I must admit. I thought she should have got something on the end of that. Little deflection, maybe took it a little bit off track, but she definitely had the momentum.
Well, she did look to be in a bit of discomfort, and this is a big moment. We do hope Melissa Taranto is okay, but for youngster in Avani Prakash, well, she signed her first professional contract just throughout the week. A junior Matilda, young Matilda, really good technical player. Great vision for a youngster, just 16 years old. Avani Prakash, congratulations on her A-League women's debut, but she's got a bit of defending to do. Here's McKenna. Here's Prakash, first involvement for the game. City still looking for a response as this first half ticks on. Grosso. Hannah Keane back defending yet again, and this has been the busier side of the field. Definitely most action happening down here. Stott's done really well. Experienced defending there by Rebecca Stott. Nice ball through. City still looking to make something of this attack. Wilkinson, she looks to whip one in. It's cleared well by Western United. Otto. Oh, incredible, 16 years old, getting the opportunity at Western United. She plays in the Bulls FC Academy in New South Wales and to the Westfield Sports High School in Sydney. And in what is her first professional contract, a huge opportunity.
That's quality, isn't it? Every young footballer's dream to sign their first professional contract. To do it at 16 is pretty special. Be interested to see how the dynamic for this Western United defensive block changes with Prakash there, but maybe she's going to offer a little bit more support and creativity around Chloe Lagazzo. Chloe Lagazzo's got a tough job on her hands, doesn't she, up against Rebecca Stott, though?
Well, Sato's done well there, but you're right, that battle between Stott and Lagazzo is shaping up to be a really interesting one this afternoon. Two very experienced players with all the work to do. Interesting as well seeing Lagazzo in more of that central role for Western.
Yeah. I mean, look, Chloe can play anywhere across that attacking three, can't she? Good for that to be a focal player, but I think particularly with this type of transition, her pace and how dynamic she can be on the counter-attack for Western United is probably why she's preferred in that number 9.
Well, we know last year, Hannah Keane, the golden boot across the competition, well, she netted 14 times in the season, and she did that from that central role. So it's an interesting shift. I agree, Lagazzo definitely has the capability, quality to play really anywhere that she's called upon.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, that break when Hannah Keane really ran with the ball, and then Chloe Lagazzo came in behind her, drifted out on that right-hand side. So you would like to think that they were interchangeable, and I tend to think with any of those, you see it in all the great teams, maybe if it's not being as successful with Chloe through the middle, she can switch with Hannah Keane on this right-hand side.
But here's a chance for City. McNamara drives the ball in. Good opportunity for City yet again. Just that final pass, the final execution. The chances are there. Definitely feels as though they're building toward it.
Yeah, again, I think they'll be a bit frustrated. There's balls into the box. This is a dangerous ball. There's two players there. Hannah Wilkinson just misses that. Probably puts Policina off slightly with a little deflection. But they must be better. They must get more quality in that final third.
Well, City have another chance here with the corner. Melissa Delaste just passed that one out under a bit of pressure from Wilkinson. And we've seen some good deliveries so far from Policina. She'll get another chance here. Policina goes short. Connects here with Stott. A little wraparound. Training ground move. Looks to get an early ball in. It's to the near post. Lovely touch from Wilkinson or Otto. And it's flagged off for offside.
Yeah, well, we've seen a fair bit of attacking play in this game, haven't we, Grace? We haven't necessarily seen that many shots. Not too many shots on target, and I think more so for Melbourne City, they'll be a little bit frustrated that they haven't created more clear-cut chances. There's been a couple of half chances where they've just missed the ball. But this kind of seems like the story of their attacking play at the moment. You know, 27 shots on goal and only 3 goals is not a good conversion rate, and it's definitely something that they'll want to continue on improving.
Well, here's McNamara looking for a way forward, but it's read well from Alana Cern. She's trying to find the outlet pass. Sweeps that long, and Stott again is alert to the danger. It's a good physical battle in the midfield today. Just a little clip. But City will play this quickly. Stott, she can drive into space. Torpy finds Otto, nice ball. Good pressure yet again from Western. Here's Wilkinson. She's trying to weave her way through 3-4 Western United defenders.
I mean, that's where Hannah Wilkinson needs to pick up her quality in there. You saw as soon as that ball goes forward, there were 4 or 5 Western United players swarming around her. Now, if she keeps that ball and is able to play it out into another wide area, you've gone past this defensive block and they're getting drawn into the ball. But Hannah Wilkinson needs to improve her quality. Get your arms up, lean into the defender, make sure you keep the ball for your team.
Well, at the other end of things, here comes Chloe Lagazzo. It's a good sweeping ball early into the box. Arriving for that one, doesn't quite have the support. Kiwa Hieda just had a little bit too much company on that occasion.
And similar to that previous chance, wasn't it? Down this right-hand side, break quickly. Chloe Garzo, nice ball into the near post with Hieda bombing on into that. That's a great ball in. It was good defending in the end by Torpy, but good play from Chloe Garzo. Nice early ball into that near post area, making it very difficult to defend.
Perhaps just needing a few more runners into the box. Hieda looked to be the lone option there, and as you mentioned, well defended by Torpy. Ever reliable at the back for City. But Western United feels as though they've got a little bit of momentum. A nice little dink over the top from Prakash. City struggling to defend here. Good numbers forward. It's Emma Rober's first time strike. Liziane Prue, she's had a very quiet half. Hasn't been called into action, but she's got down well on that occasion.
Yeah, and she'll be disappointed. She probably didn't make it more difficult for Prue in the Melbourne City goal. But Prakash, really tidy little player in there. Creative, those little 1-2s.
Well, Emma Rober's, we have seen in seasons gone by, she's capable from hitting them from that kind of range. That one didn't have quite the purchase she would have liked behind it. Just 2 goals to her A-League career.
You can see what she was trying to do, just bend it around into this near post corner. It was almost a bit half-hearted. Couldn't decide whether she was going to hit it with her laces or just try and curl it into the top corner.
Fourth official, Isabella Blaise, there confirms there'll be 3 minutes of stoppage time added to the end of this half. And it's 3 minutes where it feels as though Western United have a little bit more momentum as they look to drive forward. Daniela Galich on that occasion gives away the free kick. It's Kiwa Hieda who's gone to ground.
Would be nice for United to sneak in another goal, wouldn't it? You'd have to think again. Grace Maher on this left-hand side, really trying to swing it in, look across that 6-yard box. Hieda's doing really well on that left-hand side. It's Taranto and Maher again. Sun may be a little bit of an issue in Prule's eye.
Well, a few options, a word of instructions from Chloe Lagazzo. Yeah. Adriana Taranto and Grace Maher over the ball. One right foot option. It will be the left-footed Grace Maher swinging this into the box. Liziane Prue, she's committed. She's come out. It's a coming together, a big challenge. Wasn't quite dealt with by City.
No, it certainly wasn't. I thought there was Hieda just Or was it Prakash just hanging around? Just after that, she came for it. Oh, completely missed it. I thought it was just in front of Prakash there at the near post.
Well, it's her own player in the end that she's collided with, and those ones can hurt. She's got up really quickly from that, almost surprisingly so. But here's Sardo looking to create something late into the game for Western, into the half rather, for Western United. Wilkinson's come deep to protect. That'll be a free kick. Well, there's 2 minutes of the allotted stoppage time is ticked away. We've got 60 seconds. City looking for a response. They'll want to peg one back, but Prakash has done really well. Stumbled over her own feet, but she's managed to get back up. Really agile, dynamic player. Tried to connect through, but that's been picked up nicely by City, but it's a midfield scrap at the moment. Prakash, Taranto, nice little ball through. Western United driving, but Prue's done really well. Good, brave goalkeeping. Had to be alert to the danger, and she was.
Fantastic goalkeeping, nice and positive, as you say, from Prue there. But tell you what, this combination between Prakash and Hieda on this left-hand side, and Taranto as well, just slipping that ball in behind. Hieda is always looking for that run just in behind Torpy on that side of Melbourne City's defence.
Well, Prakash, we're seeing some early signs from a young player, 16 years old. She could be at the game for free with the Liberty A-League pass, but she's on the field in her first professional contract. And you can see the vision she has.
Yeah, lovely creative player, isn't she? Always wanted to take those touches, want to jinx around, get those little 1-2s around the 18-yard box.
Well, there is half-time. Beck Mackey brings the first 45 minutes to a close in what has been, you'd have to say, a half dominated by Melbourne City possession, but it's Western United with, thanks to a Hannah Keane finish, they go into the sheds at half-time in front. And we finish the first 45 minutes here with Western United 1, Melbourne City 0. And we'll have a quick glimpse back at the goal that we saw from Western United, Ish.
It was great play down that left-hand side. Hieda had been dangerous a couple of times already. Torpy didn't deal with it, kept it in play, and Keane on the spot to tap that in for United. But against the run of play, City, all the possession, just switched off here for a second. Keane making no mistake from about 2 yards out.
Well, a really good poacher's goal by the golden boot, Hannah Keane. She's gotten her goal scoring off the mark for the season. And you mentioned as well, against the run of play, and look, I'd suggest that our halftime stats are going to suggest exactly what we already know.
Yeah, exactly. And just frustrating for City. You know, they do have all the possession, but what they need to do is start getting more shots on target and converting that possession into more clinical shots. Hannah Wilkinson, I think, needs to improve her quality up front to keep the ball and bring other midfielders into play.
Well, we're off to a short break, but don't go anywhere. We have a big half of football coming up just on the other side. Hannah Wilkinson, what does she need to do to get her team back in this game?
Well, I think just Wilkinson really needs to make sure that she protects the ball in that number 9 role. A few times where City have looked to play her forward to really drag out the defence, and the quality just hasn't been there, hasn't kept possession for her team. It's fine trying to go around this low block of the Western United defence, but City really need to have to try and do something different, and I think that's where you earn the right to go down the middle, but try and get that into Hannah Wilkinson, and then Polisina can, bounce off her for those little 1-2s and just try and drag Western United out of position.
Well, it would have been an interesting half-time conversation, you'd have to say, for both coaches. We saw in that first 45 minutes City really with the lion's share of possession, but it was Western United, and a debut there we saw on screen for Avani Prakash, who, to our eye test, looked to make an impact in her first few minutes in the Liberty A-League competition.
Yeah, really strong start from Prakash when she came on. But you just have to think, I think Mark Takaso at half-time would be, girls, look, we've got to do much of the same. Stay nice and compact. They're not really getting dragged out of position too much. And they are looking dangerous when they are transitioning from defence into attack. And Prakash, you know, always looking for those little runs. Hayeda down that left-hand side, I think, is always dangerous as well.
Oh, here's City. Policina tries to get the pass away, but it's fallen to Hannah Keane. Prakash. Close attention from the experienced Policina.
Just be interested to see Hannah Keane, whether, as we spoke about in the first half, in Lagazo's over here, wouldn't mind see them potentially switching up a little bit. Just trying to give the City defenders something to think about.
Well, it was a great battle we saw unfolding between the two experienced players in Captain Chloe Lagazo and Matilda and Rebecca Stott. The football fern at the back there a few times coming together. A really good challenge between those two.
Yeah, Rebecca Stott, like you said, not enough superlatives to talk about her quality, her composure, and her technical and tactical ability. Such a wonderfully experienced player, and so difficult to get past in that City defence.
It was definitely City keeper, and Liziane Prue was the quieter in that first 45 minutes. She did have to make a couple of key saves, but much less to do. But maybe a little work to be done here. Here's Emma Robers. Caitlin Torpey, she's been excellent this game. Good, strong, physical challenge. Timing had to be well read too. Torpey finds Galich. Policina, and back to Torpey.
You can hear Dario Vidicic just in the background there saying, move the ball, move the ball, move the ball. I think that really was what probably was going to be the most frustrating thing for Melbourne City in that first half. Just the pace of the ball was really slowing the play down and making it easy for Western United just to shuffle back and keeping the ball in front of their defensive block.
Well, Western United now with a bit of defending to do. Holly McNamara, she's been dangerous all game, and it's a brilliant strike. Nestles into the back of the net. Holly McNamara, she's threatened time and time again. She shows her quality, she shows her danger, and it's all square at City Vista.
Great, she said it in the first half. It may take a bit of individual brilliance. This is quintessential Holly McNamara using her pace, running at the opposition defence, just coming in on her right foot. Didn't try and hit it too hard, just guided it into that far post over the top of Dallas Day. What a wonderful finish by Holly McNamara.
Well, that's the quality we know that she's capable of. A really neat finish by McNamara, dropping the shoulder onto her right foot. And in just her 17th appearance in the Liberty A-League and her 6th goal, not a bad return.
Yeah, fantastic stats for Holly McNamara. She just has that point of difference, doesn't she? Always looking to drive forward, always looking to commit the opposition defender, make it very difficult for them. But absolute first-class finish from her. Again, didn't try and hit the ball too hard, just guided it up and over Dallas Day.
Well, fair to say, nothing Dallas Day could have done on that occasion. Really quality finish. It's that moment of precision and ruthlessness that City perhaps lacked in the first 45 minutes, but no denying that one.
Well, you can see even just the pace of the ball now. They've increased the tempo in this second half. I'm sure that was a big point of the main point of discussion. The movement not good enough, the movement of the ball not quickly enough to really pull Western United out of position. But now the big question is, you know, 5 minutes into the first half, really don't want to be conceding, particularly when Western United have done so well defensively in that first half. That's not to say they've still been creating some of those chances, haven't they, in those transition moments.
We're certainly looking to play on the counter transition this afternoon is Western United. And we did speak about how City hadn't yet been in this position this season so far, having to chase the game. And speaking of chasing, here's Wilkinson trying to chase that one down. Doesn't quite have the legs to keep it in play, and it will be a goal kick for Dallas Day.
You can notice already, Grace, that this game is opening up. Western United already, there's bigger distances and bigger space between them, and they would have been disappointed to have conceded that goal so early in the second half after having such a wonderful first half. A great defensive display. But now the big question is, what are they going to do?
Yeah, well, that passing accuracy from Western United still somewhat letting themselves down. And it's City who look the more comfortable of the two sides on the ball.
And the big question is, if City are going to continue high pressing, where are the areas where Western United are giving the ball away? Because City have so many players around the ball. Now they're moving it a lot quicker. Their ability to be on the front foot and then transition and really do some damage against Western United. So this is going to be a big test of character. They've got a long time to continue this defending, which they did so well in the first half.
Well, Western United, they can break here. Kiwa Hieda. Prakash. Sado happy to concede a little territory all the way back to Cern. Wilkinson puts the pressure on. McNamara. City looking to get out a bit of danger. Long sweeping pass from Hughes hasn't met the intended outcome, and Lagazzo can't quite settle that ball. Here's Papadopoulos. She'll let that one run.
Yeah, Cern's got to be very careful. That straight ball into midfield that got dispossessed by City so they can break quickly.
Well, here's Lagazzo in space. She has a think about the long-range effort. Plays it out. Defended well by Grosso. Concerning signs there, City just standing still.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to, they thought Hieda had maybe fouled Grosso there. But Hieda still looks dangerous, doesn't she, when she gets in and around that box. She's difficult to defend. Always trying to get on the back shoulder of the opposition player and lose them out of, so they lose her out of sight.
Oh, she has looked lively this afternoon. Kiwa Hieda. What is a relatively warm afternoon by Melbourne standards. Low 20s. Bit of a breeze running through at City Vista Reserve. Here's Prakash. Ball slipped through for Keane. She sizes up Stott. Nice little drop of the shoulder to try and open up space. Connects with Lagazzo. Looks for an option. Can't find a shirt. Here's Taranto. Wilkinson with some defensive duties. Taranto plays it back out to Lagazzo. Nice little slip through from Lagazzo, and Taranto perhaps forces the pass and City can settle back into possession.
But you can already see this game started going end to end, hasn't it? The intensity's picked up by both teams. There's a fair bit more space out there. Some of the quality of passing needs to improve, I think, from both teams. Just trying to rush it a little bit. I know that Melbourne City would really want to up the tempo, up the intensity, but they still need to take care with their quality of the passing. Because as soon as they lose possession, that's when Western United are trying to break quickly.
Well, some options off the bench today for Mark Tocasso's side. Carly Johnson, she started the last two games for Western United. This is her first appearance off the bench today, should she get some minutes. Lucy Richards, a defensive option. We've already seen Ivani Prakash come on for Mel Taranto. And of course, Natasha Dakic as well, another defender. For Western United, they can look to drive forward. Neat by Prakash. Good early sweeping ball through. Prue doesn't challenge her too much. Western United just needed an oncoming shirt to try and get on the end of that cross.
Yeah, again, it's one thing that frustrates me. No one, Hannah Keane was there. Just make sure, someone must try and make sure that run in front of the keeper to the near post. So many opportunities go begging. Good balls into the box across that near post 6-yard area and no one running onto it.
Well, at the other end of things for Dario Vidosic's side, on the bench today, Naomi Chinema, really smart young defender, defensive option. As Hughes looks forward for City, tries to slip that through to Wilkinson. Has another go. Here's Policina. Torpy trying to find a way through. Hughes. She goes back to Policina. Torpy again. That's intercepted well by Lagazzo.
United just have to be a little bit careful now. They're just getting a little bit dragged out of position. Not really the defensive structure that they did have in the first half. That's where they're really susceptible to the quicker tempo and the movement of the City team.
Well, that's a good ball over the top from Hughes. Galich will chase down, doesn't quite have the legs to get there. She's worked hard. Other options off the bench for Melbourne City. Leah Davidson returning from injury. She's been missed in this City side. A midfielder puts in a great amount of work rate, intensity. Tian McKenna, of course, a young defender, can play in the midfield as well. And Caitlin Carriage, too, the most obvious attacking option for this City team off the bench.
Interesting just seeing Prakash for Western United, where she was quite central in that first half. She's a little bit further out on this left-hand side.
Lagazzo looks for a way out. Nice little combination play. Prakash to Keane. She can drive on. And City have picked up the ball in midfield again. Hughes has done well. A little tangle coming together again.
See both teams, just that little bit of untidy play, isn't it? We're seeing a lot of turnover of possession. It's all getting very congested through that central area. I think both teams have become quite narrow in this second half, particularly after that goal. They need to start spreading that play a little bit more and just, again, understanding that they want to increase the tempo, but that doesn't come with a lack of quality, and that has to be the first priority.
Oh, they'll have a chance to swing things back in their favour. Grace Maher over the ball. She's got a great delivery on that left foot. She's opted to go short, finds Adriana Taranto. She can hit them from range as well, but that one's bundled out for a throw-in. It's still in Western United's favour.
Yeah, I'd say I don't tend to understand why Maher wouldn't just put that ball into the box.
Well, we'll see a change here. It'll be Lucy Richards coming on. As well, Carly Johnson, who I mentioned, did start the last two games, but eager for a good 30 minutes of football and an injection of energy. She's coming on for Chloe Lagazzo. 60 minutes today for the captain, still returning to full fitness, but made a good account of herself. And Johnson, oh, she's strong, she's a powerful player. She'll be looking to find the back of the net and be the difference maker this afternoon for Mark Tocasso's side. Galich. And there's the fresh energy of Johnson for company. Young Matilda's teammates. Galich with both Taranto and Johnson. Taranto can slip Johnson through. That pass is a little narrow. Here's Stott. Opts for the long-ish ball. Brought down well by Wilkinson on that occasion, but that pass a little short. Western United can pick it up again. There's Papadopoulos. That's short too. And that is a cynical foul there. Grace Maher, a shoulder into the side of Policina, who was away.
Yeah, definitely yellow card there. Really needs to make the challenge. Clever by Policina. Just a nice little touch past Grace Maher. Well,
Maher, who's inherited the captain's armband as Lagazzo made way. An opportunity for City to build. Torpy goes short. Hughes, that pass is a bit skinny. Here's Maher. Papadopoulos just looks to sweep that around. It doesn't have quite the distance it needs. And here's Wilkinson trying to bring down under a bit of pressure. Western managed to play out in traffic, but that's a solid tackle by Torpy. Really good defensive work. And turns that into an attacking opportunity. Western United just struggling to break the press at the moment. Torpy yet again. Policina. She looks, turns, gets a shot away doesn't quite have the power or precision that it needed.
Yeah, Western United just getting dragged out of position there, not really keeping their defensive shape too well. Again, that changeover of possession for both teams. Papadopoulos hitting that ball back across to the centre of the pitch and giving Polisina an opportunity to get a shot on target. Didn't quite catch it properly with her left foot.
Well, there's just confirmation of substitutes. Hieda, after a productive afternoon, makes way for Lucy Richards, the 21-year-old, looking to make her mark this afternoon. And City on the break yet again. Cern's gone to ground. Time to challenge well, and it will be a goal kick.
Well, we haven't seen too much of Holly McNamara on that left-hand side since she actually scored that goal. But then the passages of play, the build-up play has been a bit disjointed from both teams. Definitely plenty more space that's opened up in this match in the second half.
Quick throw from City. They look to get things moving. Into the last 30 minutes of play. Hughes has slipped over the ball. Good physicality by Rovers. The arm over the shoulder will give away the free kick by Hughes. Well, she got herself into a spin there, and it was just that arm over the shoulder of Emma Rovers, and it looks as though that will be Laura Hughes' last contribution for the day. Her and Daniela Galich making way. Caitlin Carrick, the 18-year-old, well, she's fast, she's powerful, and she'll look to inject a bit of energy into this remaining 25 minutes or so.
That's exactly what they need. As I say, Hannah Wilkinson not having the best day of being able to keep that possession as that number 9 target player for Melbourne City.
Free kick, defended well by Melbourne City. Here's McNamara. That's a good sweeping ball forward. Testing the legs out wide of Polisina. But Sato is up to task. And Western United, well, now they can drive forward. Ball hooked in to the 6-yard box. There's no Western United shirts there. Carly Johnson was looking for the run a little narrower.
It was a good ball in by Hannah Keane, just not enough players there. As I say, both teams seem to be quite narrow. Got a bit of width on that right-hand side with Hannah Keane. And Johnson just not able to read that ball well enough and went over the back of her head.
Well, some nervy moments. A bit of a tough one for Otto to deal with at the back there, but she's done well enough to hook it away. Here's Carrick, first touches of the ball. Well, it's Leah Davidson in her return to this City side. What's her first appearance for the season?
Again, could just hear Dario Vidicic on the sideline saying to Torpy, other side, rather than coming back into this right-hand side and playing it into Carrick. Really want to get that ball and switch it out nice and quickly and exploit that space down the opposition side. You can see what Melbourne City are trying to do. They haven't been executing it quite as well as they would want to.
Well, interestingly enough, Western United have never played out a draw. So should this result stand, but here comes Wilkinson. She's got an option in Carrick. She looks to drive a boot through it. It was an early opportunity. And what a contribution that would have been off the bench.
Would have been nice, wouldn't it? But there has to be more goals in this game, Grace. There's so much space here. Hannah Wilkinson coming through the middle. I think it looked like she may have just been trying to dink it to the far post. Again, maybe slightly indecisive of whether just to put her foot through it, try and have a shot on target. But there's so much space out there.
Oh, she's got great pace on the ball, Caitlin Carrick, the 18-year-old. 19 appearances across the A-League. 2 goals to her name, plenty more in prospect, and that's well defended by Caitlin Torpey. She's been excellent this afternoon. Here's Carriage. Tidy touches.
Yeah, this is where Torpey needs to switch that ball out a lot quicker. Although to Western United's credit, they have pushed on a lot more. They're not sitting as deep this half.
Well, that's going to be a yellow card too for Stacey Papadopoulos. A little tug of the shirt as Caitlin Carriage looked to tear away. It was a nice little combination play with City. You can see the wrap around the body there, and Carriage, as I was just mentioning, she's pacey, she's powerful. She was looking up to the green grass in front of her. Otto, she can switch out for City. Policina switches back through. Leah Davidson in the middle of the park. It's a great run through for City. They line up for an opportunity. It's just gone wide. Definitely feels as though another one's building here. Policina has her eyes set on goal.
Hannah Wilkinson was in the middle screaming for the ball, but really in that position you've got to expect Policina wants to have a great ball from Rebecca Stott as well. Decent touch, just trying to hit that in. Hannah Wilkinson free in the middle, coming through on the 6-yard box. Western United really have to pick up their defensive efforts.
Here's Davidson. Nice ball. Robers. Papadopoulos looks to sweep it away of danger. Stott, experienced defending up against Keane. Here's McKenna. Been a little quiet in this second half. Johnson needs to come to that one. She'll pick up the free kick. Torpey just half a breath too late to the challenge.
Yeah, Torpey did read that well. I think that's a bit of a let-off for Western United. It wasn't a great ball out to Johnson. Had to just get their body in and force Torpey into getting that challenge, just to give him a bit of a breather. I think Western United just need to take a little bit of time here, just to make sure they reset the defence. Another, again, straight ball in there by Grace Maher. Really need to improve the quality, giving away far too much unopposed possession.
Well, here comes Carriage driving at Western United's defence. Nipped out really well by Alana Cern, and Leah Davidson, though, she's been excellent since coming on. Commentators curse as that one's intercepted. Western United driving forward, end-to-end stuff at the moment. Nice ball over the top. It's Alana Cern with a bit of work to do. And Papadopoulos, she'll go all the way back to Dallas State. And well, Ish, end-to-end stuff at the moment.
Yeah, it really is. I'm just trying to work out whether Alana Cern has actually pushed up front. No, she's come back there. I was wondering what run she had made to get herself into that position. But as I say, I think Western United just need to tidy things up a little bit and maintain their composure. There's far too many, again, these passes, these straight passes where, I mean, Rebecca Stott's having a wonderful game, isn't she? Reads the play, anticipating, but it's just making it too easy for Melbourne City Western United with the poor quality of passing.
Oh, they're just far too easily read, aren't they? But here breaks Hannah Keane. She finds the run of Carly Johnson, who has drifted into an offside position. The flag's gone up. Well, City will play quickly here. Look to turn things away.
Yeah, I think this is the danger now. Last 20 minutes of this game for Western United, and the decision needs to be made by Mark DiCarso and the players. What they're going to do. Are they going to keep going for a winner? Looks like they are, but giving the ball away so cheaply. And it's a big decision, 20 minutes of defending against a Melbourne City team, but what's the priority? Is the priority trying to nick another goal to get the 3 points, or just to maintain what you've already worked so hard for?
Well, I think Western United, well, they'll want to maintain their perfect record against Melbourne City. As I mentioned, they've never lost to City. They've got 2 wins in competition history, and City, well, they've never nabbed a point from Western United, but they've had a perfect start to the season as well.
I think just realistically, though, for Western United, they're not creating as many chances. They're not getting forward as much. You know, they're still trying to push on, but this is where it's dangerous, and this is where the space can open up for Melbourne City to exploit them. I mean, personally, for me, there looks like there's starting to be a few tired legs out there for Western United, and I think a more conservative approach is a better one taken, considering they've worked so hard in defence for so long.
Well, they've also, as mentioned, Western United never played out a draw in the history of their involvement in the competition. But here's the 16-year-old. Prakash slips a nice ball through to Hannah Keane, rolls off, finds Johnson. She puts the head down, tries to get across in, but it's defended well yet again by Torpy this afternoon, who has been excellent. But that one looks like it has just made its way over the line. It will be a Western United corner.
Yeah, you can see Hannah Keane in the middle of the box there, just hunched over with her hands on her legs. There's been a lot of work in the defensive side of things, but great opportunity, set piece. Haven't pushed too many players up by the look of it. Really important for them to make something of this corner.
Well, Keane, no doubt the target here. Great physical presence in the box.
Plenty of players around Prule as well, putting pressure.
Great ball in, it's swept in, and it's just bundled its way in through the traffic that, I tell you, City were struggling to deal with that.
I don't know how that stayed out. That looked like a definite goal. I don't know. Look, so many Western United players around Prule. Goes to the back post. Came off the back of either Hannah Wilkinson or, who was it? Letitia McKenna. Big let off.
Well, certainly from where you and I are sitting, that one looked like it had made its way into the back of the net.
Yeah.
But City led off with a lifeline there. Western United with just their second corner of the afternoon. They'll get another chance.
Again.
Taranto, one arm in the air. Sweeping corner into the box. A good delivery. Rising high. And it will be a goal kick.
Oh, yeah, big let off for City, and, you know, they would have been absolutely gutted with the amount of possession that they've had. Haven't necessarily created too many chances, though, have they? A couple of half-hearted shots off target. But with all the possession at the moment, it would have been absolutely devastating to have conceded a goal like that off the back of one of your players, too.
I'm just starting to open up here. The field's getting a little more stretch, and it's Holly McNamara who can really stretch out her legs in space, pick her spot, try and find her way into the back of the net, and she does exactly that. A point of recognition, a thanks from Hannah Wilkinson to McNamara to say that was all you. And it's City who have taken the lead.
And look, it was coming, wasn't it? The game was opening up. City had plenty of space. Another one of those poor balls straight into midfield that gets turned over by Western United. Holly McNamara, the great pace. I was concerned that Hannah Wilkinson may have snuck offside there, but difficult to see on that angle. But Western United really didn't do themselves any favours with a poor ball into the midfield. Oh, Holly McNamara did really well there. Just didn't try and hit it too hard again. Played the ball across the goalkeeper. Made it difficult for them. Goalkeeper got a little hand on it, but typical striker's goal.
Well, that one has been awarded to Hannah Wilkinson. Who must have done well to hold her run on that occasion. Holly Mack, the architect behind the goal. But like any good striker, in the right place at the right time. Well, City can really settle in now. They won't want to take the foot off the pedal, but they do have just a slight buffer.
Yeah, they had that let off, didn't they? Let off from the corner where Western United seemed unlucky that it got cleared off the line. Looked like it was in from our angle. And then a poor ball, that straight ball into midfield. It's always such a dangerous ball when you're playing out from the back. time and time again, Western United have tried to play those balls and not kept possession, and then got punished for it.
Oh, Carriage, a bit of a lackluster cross into the box. Dallas Day collects easily.
And just hear Mark Takasos there saying to Ivani Prakash, back in. I think really important that they maintain this scoreline to give themselves, Western United, to give themselves an opportunity to come back up the pitch on the counter-attack and sneak another goal against Melbourne City.
Okay, she's been lively since coming on. Papadopoulos, she's done well. Picked up and connects with Keane. Again, that straight ball, straight up the field.
It's a killer, isn't it, Grace? It's an absolute killer. Look, if it's working and your teammates are keeping it and it's allowing you to then affect the play and go forward or switch the play out, but time and time again, Western United are forcing that ball, these straight balls at poor angles and losing possession. It just makes it difficult for yourself. They look like they're getting fatigued. They look like it's been, the shift is starting to get a little bit and the load too heavy from what they've had to do, which is a lot of defending. But they need to maintain their concentration, their shape and their composure.
Topi finds Polisina in a little bit of space. Has some work to do. Nice 1-2. Polisina gets it back. She glances up. Not on quite the same page as Wilkinson. You can see Wilkinson there asking for that little slip ball where she was running.
Yeah, she was just trying to cut across the defender, wasn't she? That little reverse pass from Polisina. Again, it's kind of the story of Melbourne City, isn't it? They get into that final third. Just that last bit of quality lacking a little bit. Not getting shots on target, not catching them properly, not taking enough care.
Well, with just over 10 minutes of time remaining, it still feels as though there's a bit about this game. Nice ball through. Tidy from Davidson. Polisina finds McNamara. The pass is a little short. Johnson to Robers. Papadopoulos back to Johnson again. Just looking for an option. Ma. Western United, good composed play there. Nice little round the corner. Long sweeping ball from Alana Cern is asking a lot to chase from Hannah Keane. Here's McKenna.
There's really no hurry for Melbourne City now, is there? They've done what they intended to do, what they couldn't do in the first half, and then that was pick up the intensity and start finding the spaces, exploit the spaces and drag Western United out of formation, out of position, which they have done. They really improved the intensity and the tempo this second half.
Well, receiving confirmation that that goal was indeed awarded to Holly McNamara. And we were just talking about her impressive return in her 17th A-League women's game. That takes her tally to 7 goals across competition history.
Yep, absolutely, fully deserved. As I said, loved both of the finishes on both of her goals. Didn't try and overhit them, more placement. First one up and over the keeper into the far corner, and same again. Pass that ball across the keeper, making it difficult for her. Keeper Dallas Day got a tiny little touch on it. And at least Wilkinson was there just to make sure. Strikers love to do that, don't they? Just to make sure that it's definitely going to go in.
No, doing a job. Here's Prue. Puts a boot through that one, not taking any risk. That's going to drop to Keane, but Polisina is there for company. Polisina's done well. Keane, good hustle. She's driving through. Picked that up really nicely. Looks for the long range effort. doesn't really get the purchase she needed behind that one, and well, Prue is going to really slow things down here.
Yeah, you can see Hannah Keane, as soon as she got through that second tackle, she was already having a quick look up. The ball just didn't quite sit up from her. It wasn't a great angle. She didn't quite catch it, but she only had one thing on her mind then. But she's looking quite tired, hunched over again in the back of play. She's got her hands on her knees there, Hannah Keane. Fatigue well and truly has set in.
Well, she's worked hard this afternoon, Keane.
Yeah, plenty of defending for an attacker, isn't it? It's definitely not their favourite thing to do. Had to be very disciplined in that first half, which takes physical and mental concentration.
That's a good ball, though. Carly Johnson, she can wind up on her right foot, look to get a shot away. It's blocked well. Stott, Torby up to task all afternoon. Those two have been excellent. City just trying to clear. Robers sending Policina back. McNamara working hard down this flank. Looks to find a sweeping cross into the centre of the park, but nice tidy first touch there from Cern.
Yeah, see both seams, plenty of space in there now. Getting the heavy legs. What looks, it's been a warm afternoon, hasn't it? Especially this second half. This second half has been end to end. And when you start getting into that transition football, you're covering a lot of ground. That's when sometimes the quality of the decision making sometimes lets you down.
Yeah, just a bit of a clumsy challenge there from Carriage. As Adriana Taranto just jogs over to the sideline. Wasn't sure if she was motioning to a hammy then.
Looked like it, didn't it? Looked like maybe just asking the question, how long have we got to go? Maybe feel a bit tight. I mean, she's put in a shift in there, Taranto.
Torpy getting a quick drink, a deserved drink. And so just a little bit of attention for Alyssa Dalastay. Just a moment for both teams to get a quick drink of water, to reset, to try and refresh for the last few minutes. And for Dario Vidicic, he'll want his group to hold really firm. This is another look at the second goal for Melbourne City, which ultimately I understand has been notched down as Holly McNamara's, but as you mentioned, Ish, like any good striker, Wilkinson is there to bury that one into the back of the net, no doubt.
Absolutely making sure, but Asado there playing that ball straight into the midfield, giving it away. There was a little bit of a deflection, but Holly McNamara, again, using her pace, being really positive with her run, just trying to guide it into the far post. I mean, well deserved from her. Holly McNamara has been excellent this afternoon, really had so much of the possession, affects the game, make changes, and has had and scored 2 brilliant goals.
Oh, she's been tireless, really hard working this afternoon. The 20-year-old continues to make a nuisance of herself for opposition, really tough to defend against.
And of course, you know, more internationals coming up in February for the Matildas. Holly has been in and around the Matildas squad. Wasn't quite as confident, or, you know, coming back from her injury with the intensity and getting back at to that international level. But, you know, you can just see her quality, can't you?
Oh, you can, and she certainly making a good account of herself this afternoon for City. But for now, Western United, well, they're looking for a response. Here's Johnson. Nice little touch onto her right foot. She's got space to get a shot away, and it's a great strike! Carly Johnson firms things up for Western United. It's a brilliant strike. Bundled into the back of the net. And what a moment for Carly Johnson to level things up here at City Vista.
Grace, this was one of those ones, as soon as it came off her boot, you could tell it was going in. It just scooted, difficult for Pro, she lost it. It was swerving in the air. What a strike from Johnson. I mean, honestly, completely against the run of play. Melbourne City have all the possession, coming off the back of a bit of an injury break as well. Dario Vidicic will be so frustrated with his Melbourne City team. They just stood off her, didn't they? No one pushed on towards her. She had so much time. But taking nothing away from Johnson, what an absolute wonder strike.
Well, only their second shot on target all game. But here comes McNamara, looking for an answer of her own. Well, 2 shots on target, 2 goals. You talk about efficiency. If they're both going to go in the back of the net, then that's not a bad return for Western United.
That is a very good return for Western United. I think this is Holly McNamara. She down. I mean, she has been all over the pitch. She's been in the wars. That ball there just got taken out. I mean, that was a heavy knock there. She had a heavy knock in the first half. Absolute trooper.
Oh, concerning moments. You hold your breath when you see Holly McNamara go down. You know she's returned from that ACL injury and getting herself back to full fitness. Really good to see she's back up on her feet.
She's definitely going to appreciate that ice bath post-match, Grace. There is definitely going to be a fair few ice packs on Holly McNamara after this match. But what a fantastic player. What a great game she's had.
Well, Carly Johnson, I mentioned she'd started the last 2 games for Western United. Had to take a spot on the bench this week, but when you talk about impact subs, impact players, well, she's fast, she's strong. And in her 3rd ever A-League women's goal, well, that is some way to bring your team level.
Certainly was. I mean, we said there was plenty of space there, and again, as soon as she picked up that ball, came inside, everyone was just standing off her. No one actually stepped up onto her. Just sat up nicely as soon as it came off her boot. You knew it was going to cause Pruill some problems.
So we're back here on level terms. 2 goals apiece at City Vista Reserve, and as mentioned, Western United have never played out a draw in their competition history. Will that continue to be as they look for a winner in this one? That's dropped nicely into the box. Carly Johnson could have been the hero there.
Could have been the hero. There was a little call for a potential handball on this side. Would have been very unlucky. Then that ball comes back across. Carly Johnson just bounced up. Just couldn't keep it down. She was under pressure from a few Melbourne City players, though. What a finish that would have been for the game.
Still a couple of minutes of time remain in regular time, and then, of course, stoppage to be added on as well. It's a bobbly ball back to Pruill. Great pressure from Western United. Prakash, what can she create on her debut? Swivels, turns, gets the shot away. Didn't have the power behind it.
Love that from Prakash, though. You know, late in the game, nice and tidy on the edge of the box, trying to turn her defender. Just didn't quite catch it with her left foot. But love the ambition. Love that she's looking to make a big moment late in this game.
And on debut as well, that would be pretty special. Polisena. She looks to help on to Karich, but that is just cleared for distance by Western United. They're just trying to get things outside of their defensive third. McNamara. Good to see her back on her feet and driving. McKenna. Western United with some defending to do. Here's McKenna again. Just confirmation of younger sister Tian McKenna coming on for Grosso. The City will float one in, and that went agonisingly close to that post.
Tell you what, that was a dangerous ball into the box there. I think Hannah Wilkinson potentially just misjudged it. Cern was just in front of her there. Thought she was going to get her head onto that. Just skimmed off it. She's had a couple of those this game, hasn't she, Hannah Wilkinson? Where she hasn't quite connected with them. Just slight misjudgment of the flight of the ball.
Well, 5 minutes of stoppage time added to the end of this one, and the first of those 5 have just elapsed. 4 minutes remaining. Both teams looking to separate this result this afternoon. Nice footwork. But again, it's that midfield battle where Western United have scrapped really hard all afternoon. A lovely release ball once more to Carly Johnson, who can bear down Torpy. She's been excellent all day. Carly Johnson, it's taken a wicked deflection. Western United fans, well, they thought that had found its way into the back of the net.
Thought it was in, Grace. I thought it was in. But you know what I love about this? It was actually the build-up play. It was exactly what I've been talking about. Bouncing it in to Hannah Keane, came back out. The ball came out to Johnson in this wide area. Nice and positive. And again, a big let-off for Melbourne City.
Well, hasn't Johnson impacted this game since coming on? But you're right, some better build-up play there from Western United. Again, Hannah Keane, no doubt the target. She gives the signal. And it's Adriana Taranto who will look to swing this in. 2 minutes have elapsed, 3 to go. The short option, Grace Maher pulls it back onto her right foot. A lovely shape behind the ball, and it's bundled into the back of the net. Western United, they've taken the lead. But wait, the offside flag is up.
Well, there were plenty of Western United players running onto that ball. The referee's going to have a chat with the assistant referee just to see what the discussion was. Grace Maher, I mean, not on her favoured foot.
And it was Prakash, Avani Prakash. It's offside. No goal.
I mean, what a let-off for Melbourne City. A huge let-off. I mean, really good stuff from those Western United players running into that far post. And, you know, Grace Maher did wonderfully well, just trying to hit it into that far post, into a dangerous area.
Well, that's a disappointing ball from Wilkinson. Dallas State easily claims, gratefully claims, and she'll send that back down the other end to try and make a play. Obviously, a set play from the training ground, a lovely ball in from Grace Maher, and it must have been tight. Prakash, I love that from the young player.
Yeah, that was a great run in. I mean, yeah, look at it. It was a tight call. It looked like a very, very tight call, and you have to give it. Yeah, exactly. Have to give the assistant referee the benefit of the doubt. There was lots of bodies in there. There was lots of players running onto that ball. A big decision to make this late in the game as well. Obviously, maybe a bit unsighted as to when Grace Maher actually made perfect contact.
Well, assistant referee definitely had the better angle than what we did. 1 minute remains here of stoppage time. Western United with some defending to do. Melbourne City looking to try and make history with a result here this afternoon. And that one, to the relief of Western United fans, bundles its way on the top of the net. And you'd have to think there's one last chance and opportunity for either team to make a play at this game. Policina, she's asking for a foul on top of the 18-yard box, but Western United, they'll look to come away with it. City, who have picked up possession again.
I think that was a foul, Grace. Absolutely think that was a foul. Papadopoulos again playing that ball. Terrible angle, terrible ball into midfield, giving it away. And Policina on the edge of the box. Again, she went down there. There was contact from Cern. She ducked past her. There was absolutely contact on the edge of the box. I think that was a free kick for me.
Yep, worth a shout, that one. As 5 minutes of stoppage time ticks over. This is all in the hands of referee Beck Mackey. It'll be a City throw. Imagine there'd be one last play here. Taranto helps it on. Torpy. Stott. McNamara looks to drive forward with one last play. Well defended by Taranto. Combination with Johnson. Just off the outside of the boot. You can hear the shouts from the sideline. That's helped around the corner. Policina McNamara. She's got Martha company. Well-timed challenge. Polisina driving into the box. Can she get the shot away to be the hero for the day? It's defended well by Lana Cern. Will they have the time for the corner? We're into the 6th minute of stoppage time. Polisina jogs over to the spot. She'll need to take this quickly. You can hear the shouts of watch the wind. Surely the last kick of the game. Rihanna Polisina winds up a long drifted ball into the box, and it is gratefully into the hands of Alyssa Daloste. And surely time is all but up this afternoon. And that'll be that. Beck Mackey does call full time on this afternoon's match. Well, it's a point apiece. And for what is the first time in their history, Western United have registered a draw. It could have gone either way on a number of occasions across this 90-plus minutes. And end to end from start to finish. It finishes here this afternoon at City Vista Reserve. Western United 2, Melbourne City 2.